Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we're your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, fashion, health, wellness, and sex.
Mostly sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, anyplace. Go right to our website, anthonyvincentsalon.com. Click away and listen today.
You'll be glad you did.
Oh, yes, you will be.
Today in history, this week in history, Google was founded in 1998. And also, it's Colonel Sanders' birthday, 1890.
Colonel Sanders. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, he was born on September 9th, 1890. Isn't that something? And he died at the age of 90 in 1980. So
Very
just
cool.
reverse that.
Very
yeah.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, this man, and he died from pneumonia, and he had leukemia too.
Oh, but he was quite an individual.
He was a businessman, a restaurant.
Tour?
Yeah, a restaurateur. Oh my gosh. I lost it there for a minute.
Never.
And yeah. Anyway, you know what's so amazing about him? He, of course, founded the restaurant chain Kentucky Fried Chicken, now known as KFC, just the initials, yeah. And he was later acting as the company's goodwill ambassador. And he's the symbol, as we know, because, you see the little picture of
He's
Colonel
still on
Sanders.
the bucket.
Yeah. But, before he actually was into chicken, he was probably always into chicken, he had other things that he did. He started out being a steam engine stoker. Isn't that cool?
Got to have muscles for that.
Yeah. I guess maybe he did at that time. And he was also an insurance salesman, which was later good for him because he was able to, give himself his own insurance, which he needed, I'm sure. And he was a filling station operator. But he began selling fried chicken, right out of his little roadside restaurant in Corbin, Kentucky during the Great Depression.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Very.
Yeah. He identified the potential of restaurant franchising, and he just hooked it right up. Yeah.
Very, very cool. I'm in the
Very
mood for a
cool.
little Kentucky Fried Chicken for lunch today.
Oh, well, you know what?
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's delicious. I have to be perfectly honest. I don't actually eat it because it's stop giving me that look.
More for me.
All right, I'll get you some chicken. What do you want? The breast? No. I know. You're a thigh man.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have a great show
Don't we
for
always?
y'all today.
For y'all?
For y'all.
Oh, you're talking
For
fried
y'all.
chicken language.
That's right.
All right.
And I wonder if Kentucky Fried Chicken falls into the health food category because
I don't know.
we're going to be talking about a little island off of Italy called Sardinia, and their secret to longevity, genetics, diet, and lifestyle. Many of the people on that island live to be 100 years old or more.
Wow. Sardinia's secret.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on.
Fabulous.
But first, we're going to be talking about emotions.
Oh, emotions. Are you? Why are you looking at me when you say the word emotions?
Well, women tend to be more emotional than men.
I know some emotional men.
So do I.
Okay.
Now, but these emotions are the emotional side of sexual dysfunction.
Oh, I don't have emotions about that.
No?
No.
You don't have ED?
I do not.
Good thing.
Do you?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
there is no doubt that sex and emotions are inseparable.
That is the truth.
Yeah, and your mental state's got a lot to do with your interest in sex.
Of course.
And you know how hard it can be, no pun
No pun
intended.
intended. Or maybe pun intended.
When you want to get into the mood, but you have a big work deadline, or you're having a fight with your partner, and on the other hand, if sexual dysfunction is keeping you from enjoying sex, it can also take a big toll on your emotions.
Yes, that is the truth.
And also your partner's emotions.
Absolutely. Of course. I agree with you 100% there. So what is it that you think we can do about this? Or how can we help people with this issue?
Well, And when you say people, sexual dysfunction encompasses a range of issues for both men and women.
That is correct.
It's not just ED. It can be problems with desire, arousal, orgasm, sexual pain.
I was just about to say pain.
Yeah.
There could also be pain. There are so many things that happen, sexually that can unfortunately, can cause pain. Right down to, remember when we were talking about the cluster headaches?
Yeah.
There are a lot of women who would actually, as they're entering an orgasm, get an absolutely awful headache.
Yeah, that's called a thunder headache or something.
Yeah,
isn't
thunderclap.
it? Thunderclap, okay.
Yeah, thunderclap headaches. But they come in clusters. And so, you're having this headache, it starts in the beginning. You can feel this pain, and all of a sudden, you're reaching an orgasm and you're expecting boom, and it's not the boom that you want. Yeah, it's a different kind of boom altogether, and it's extremely painful.
Yeah, and these problems can appear at any point in any person's life.
For any reason whatsoever. Every 7 years your chemistry changes.
Yeah.
So, everything changes in your system. So all kinds of things can just happen. Yeah, and this can be not only uncomfortable for you, but also very emotional.
Oh, sure. The psychological impact of why you can't enjoy sex, it's a whole different story. I mean, frustration, anxiety, depression, loss of self-esteem.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Anger.
Yes.
These are all
of the above.
examples of emotions that, that they both,
yeah.
that both partners will feel, as a result of sexual dysfunction.
Correct. I agree with you. Yeah. So what do you think what kind of advice can we offer here?
Well, let's take the results of one study from the University of Zurich.
Okay.
Researchers polled over 1,500 women from Mexico, Italy, and South Korea, the majority of whom said that they had a satisfying sex life. And they said it doesn't just rely on the physical act of sex, but also things like kissing, touching, and and other kinds of sexual stimulation.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Wow.
the woman expressed that when it came time to engage in sex, and their partner was too preoccupied, with stuff like premature ejaculation, reaching orgasm too soon, that kind of stuff in general. It left little room for their own needs, wants, and desires.
Oh.
And this led the women to feel frustrated, lose interest in sex, and in some cases result in the breakup somewhere down the line.
Well, I can certainly understand that. I mean, if you think about it, you're with somebody, you're wanting to have an orgasm or just have a lovely afternoon, evening, whatever it is, and the guy is not reciprocating. And that's yucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No lady wants to be with a man who doesn't reciprocate.
No. And it could, you got to ask yourself the question, okay, is this affecting other areas of my life? And
well, I would think that, if you're with somebody and you're not getting fulfilled, then yeah, that's going to affect you. And it's going to affect other areas personally, professionally, because you're not being fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can understand that emotionally sad or that emotional downtime.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what priapism is?
What?
Priapism.
I
It's
don't.
kind of a sexual dysfunction.
Priapism?
Priapism, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Have you ever seen the commercials for those erectile dysfunction TV ads?
Yes.
Okay. And you've ever heard the warning, 4-hour erections?
Yes,
if your
4
erection
hours,
lasts more than 4 hours.
Go to the nearest emergency room?
Yes. Well, the medical problem that the ads are talking about is called priapism.
Okay.
And it's a lot more common than you thought.
Okay.
But those impotent drugs are rarely the cause.
Okay, what is the cause of a 4-hour erection?
Okay. Priapism is a very painful and dangerous condition that happens when the blood fills the penis during arousal and fails to drain out.
Okay. And why would that happen?
Okay.
Now, is that from taking that little blue pill?
Nope. No,
Okay.
not at all.
So then what is that from?
Okay. Now, this can cause permanent harm to your organ because it's preventing the oxygen-rich blood from entering the penis. And after a while, the tissue in the penis actually begins to die due to lack of oxygen. And it could
After
fall
4
off.
hours?
After 4 hours, yes, because
And that's why they say 4 hours.
it's stagnant blood in there. It doesn't leave.
So then what can happen? What can fall off?
Your penis can fall off.
Oh, gosh.
The tissues will die and it will fall off.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Oh, I guess no man would lie about that.
No.
Okay. All right. So then I'm going to say I believe you there,
Okay.
sir. And yeah, get to the hospital, fellas.
Well, researchers at Northwestern University School of Medicine, they looked at the database of the emergency department visits from 26 to 29. And they estimated about 10,000 men headed to the ER each year for priapism, and making the problem about 8 times more common than they thought.
So then why is this happening? And what is the reason for priapism?
Okay. So few men have actually had bad reactions to the erectile dysfunction drugs. But a more common cause is a blood disorder in which the red blood cells become deformed. The cells then get stuck in the blood vessel in the penis and block the blood flow.
So then they already have this issue and they're taking the little blue pill,
Right.
and that's what's creating this big mess for them?
Yes, they have the problem. It's a deformed
Okay,
blood
now
cell.
would they have this problem of priapism before they take the pill?
Yeah, it's with or without the pill.
So they could actually have this situation happen to them without actually having to take the pill.
Yes.
Okay.
Those deformed cells get stuck.
I just thought it was a reaction because they have this issue, a reaction from the pill.
Everybody thinks that, but it's actually a whole different issue than the blue pill. So what they're doing is they're just giving you a warning, because most
Well,
guys,
what's the reason that-
most women I know would love an erection that lasted 4 hours.
That has nothing to do with this conversation. Let's
Just
not even
saying.
discuss that. But anyway, what is the reason then for the little blue pill? I know that it's because of erectile dysfunction, but then
What that does is it dilates the blood vessels down there.
okay,
So the
and
blood
that's because
goes,
of poor circulation, overweight.
I
mean, we've already discussed, ED many times.
Many times.
So there are all, and that would take care of that situation. But this is a completely different situation.
Completely different situation.
Got it.
And, priapism is a true emergency, and it requires medical treatment right away.
Okay. And you don't know after, say, an hour? Instead, you have to wait 4? I mean,
Well-
they tell you to wait 4 hours, but I mean, who the hell would wait 4 hours? You know, after an hour, if you're, let's face it, if it's not going down, unless you're, honestly,
Superman?
an actor in a porn movie, there's no reason to have an erection for that long. Right?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Just saying.
Well, do you know what the remedy is?
What? Drainage.
Mm-hmm.
They have to drain.
Yes, they use a needle to
Yes,
remove that
I
stagnant
imagine
blood
they
and
would.
flush out those vessels.
That does not sound like something I'd want anybody I know and love to have to go through. Yeah.
They could also inject medications to help the blood drain, or they could perform surgery to install a shunt.
Injecting anything into a penis does not sound like anything I'd want anybody that I know that's male
Yeah, so
to
it
have
makes
to go
more-
through.
It makes more sense to remove the blood and
Well,
replace it
that's
with
what
fresh
makes
blood.
sense to me, but I'm not a doctor, and therefore to offer my opinion about something like that would be, moot.
Well, and I don't know, those options what make me want to stay home. But,
Yeah.
But don't just hope it goes away. Get help promptly.
Yeah, this is not the kind of situation where maybe it will just go away. Those 5 dangerous words.
Yeah, maybe it'll go away. No, no.
Go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what's interesting?
What? Tell me now.
We've come across so many issues that cause ED. Well, just gum disease may cause ED.
I think I might know why, but I'm curious. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Well, all right. A fresh, healthy mouth plays really well in your favor every time, like you lean in for a kiss, and it actually may have a surprising benefit in the bedroom. A clean, fresh breath and healthy gums actually help prevent erectile dysfunction.
Really? Now, why is that, mister?
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
I can't wait to hear this.
Alrighty. A study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine indicates that men with severe gum disease were 3 times more likely to suffer from ED than those whose oral hygiene was good.
Now, let me just ask you a question. The gums, the tissues in the gums, are they similar to the tissues in the penis?
No.
Okay, it has nothing to do with that?
No, it's got nothing to do with that.
Okay, then tell us why, and then I'm going to explain why I thought that.
Okay. Now, Turkish researchers surveyed 80 men with ED and 82 men without it, and it gave them periodontal exams.
Okay.
All the men were between the ages of 30 and 40, which is really a young age for erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
And the researchers found that the men who suffered from ED had gum disease.
Okay, and so why would gum disease have anything to do with erectile dysfunction?
Inflammation.
Okay.
Gum disease is an infection in your gums caused by bacteria in the plaque.
Right.
Now, that infection causes inflammation, and that can spread from your mouth to damage the blood vessels throughout your body. And that's why gum disease has been linked to heart disease, strokes, diabetes, and now erectile dysfunction.
Here's the reason why I thought there was a similarity because of the tissues in the gums. When I was seeing a lung specialist for my daughter, they couldn't find it. They kept saying that she had severe asthma, and for some reason she wasn't. The medications they were giving weren't working. We come to find out. We went to an ear, nose, and throat surgeon. We come to find out that she had a very severe sinus infection, and the tissues in the nasal cavity and the tissues in her lungs are the same. The tissues in all of us are the same. So what was happening was it was mimicking, because she had this sinus infection, the tissues were mimicking infection in her lungs. And
Wow.
that's why she couldn't breathe. And it was really a sinus infection. So I was just wondering if that had something, to do with, the same, like maybe the gums had the same type of tissues. It was just, just a hypothesis, just an educated guess there.
Well, that was a very, very good guess.
Yeah, but it was close. I was close. So there's mimicking going on.
Back a few years ago, I dated a woman with
It was quite
gum,
a few years.
Yeah, quite a few years
Quite
ago.
a few, like quarter of a century worth.
She had gum disease and had all her teeth removed. I really liked her.
Oh my. Boy, did I set myself up for that one.
True story.
But
It's true.
And there you have it.
So,
Life with Anthony Vincent.
so guys, if you want your girl to lose all her teeth, make sure that she doesn't brush. But if you like, your girl with teeth, and we got a little story about what guys like, and it was really a nice smile and nice teeth. But anyway, be sure to brush your teeth for at least 2 minutes twice a day.
And a little Listerine doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And floss.
Spend 30 seconds brushing the outside and inside of each of the tooth, and don't forget to floss. It should be automatic.
I said it.
Your body's best defense against cavities is saliva. And what you say, drink plenty of
water, water, water
to keep it flowing. Pass on the sodas and sugary drinks.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And pain relievers call ED also.
They call or they cause?
I'm sorry. Pain relievers cause ED also. Boy, we're talking a lot about ED today.
I'm thinking that there's an issue, Anthony. Is there something that you need to discuss?
Nah, I discuss everything on this show.
Okay.
Whatever it is, we talk about it.
Okay. I was just wondering if maybe you had a little problem.
Not me. You like music?
I love music. You know that.
Okay. Well, in 1979, that glam rock band Slade.
Slade.
Do you know the band?
Slade.
They had a hit called "Not Tonight, Josephine."
Yeah, and what does that mean?
Well, I was a little boy. I was only about 4 years old back then. So back in '79.
Okay.
So anyway, they were singing about a myth that a headache is a good reason to put off having fun with your honey.
Well, it's not.
You're right.
I know that.
That's right.
I know.
Your ability to play isn't dampened by over-the-counter pain relievers that you're taking. And also, if you have a headache, there's been another study that we talked about in past shows that have sex, your headache will go away.
That is the truth. Not that I'm saying that I've tried that, but when you get a really bad headache, rather than going for, the ibuprofen or the medication, acetaminophen, the NSAIDs, whatever you want to call them, rather than doing that, they say work out, because the endorphins kick in and immediately the blood vessels open up and that will clear your head. So I imagine, having sex or doing anything that's going to create that type of situation with endorphins would help your head.
Well, I don't get that many headaches, but if my choice is get a headache, go to the gym, or have sex, you know where I'm going.
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that whatever you choose to do for your headache, I'm just telling you, you don't necessarily have to go to, the drug route. That's all I was saying.
A study of 80,000 middle-aged men were asked if they would rather go to the gym or have sex. They said the same thing.
I know what they said.
Yeah. Anyway, seriously. Of those who regularly took NSAIDs, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, such like ibuprofen, they had erectile dysfunction. And that surprised researchers who expected easing inflammation with NSAIDs would, relieve the pain and reduce the trouble with ED, since inflammation in the arteries can cause the erection problems. So what can we do to ease these aches and pains and reduce inflammatory and inflammation and prevent the erectile dysfunction?
Oh, I can think of a number of things we can do, but
sure
I want to hear them from you.
But you know them.
I do.
Yeah. So,
okay, well, I know people aren't going to necessarily do this, but you basically want to just stop eating certain foods that have added sugars, syrups, red meat, hydrogenized and hydrogenated food, oils, that kind of thing, because they clog your arteries. And, they can actually lead to erectile dysfunction.
That's right.
Amongst other things.
So what should you eat?
Oh, you're going to eat whole grains and fish and foods that are loaded with, fabulous, the omega-3s, the fatty acids. You're going to eat things like that. And
can you take any supplements or anything?
You can supplement yourself with that, fish oil and wonderful DHA, have an omega-3 a day, and of course you want to drink plenty of water and definitely do some physical activity. And that is, running, walking, gym exercise, some yoga, things like that.
Sex?
Of course.
Sex is
it can be
physical
very
activity?
physical, yes. Depending on who you are.
Well. And just like I said, if you get a headache, we talked about this, this one study found that 60% of folks with migraines saw some or even complete relief when they had sex.
Mm-hmm. It's always worth a try.
Always. All righty, let's take a break. You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are Trend Radio.
And we'll be right back.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Elise, do you realize that a man's age is determined by his trip to Home Depot?
I never
Or
thought.
I should say trips to Home Depot.
What do you mean are you saying if you're older, you forget things and so you go back over and over and over again?
Well, I've...
Because I know a man who goes to Home Depot a lot and then goes home, does what he needs to do, and then says, crap, I forgot that, and goes back to Home Depot. I know somebody who does that.
Do you really?
I do. His name is Vinny. It's the vernacular guy.
Yeah.
Guys do that. They just do that.
Well, I've just reminisced about my 20s and my 30s. I just recently celebrated my 40th.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. And
He does this all the time.
So I was kind of thinking, and
There you go, working without tools again.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so you're in the middle of a few projects at your home. You're putting up a new fence, which I did. You're painting the basement walls, which
Making
I
keys.
did. You're putting in a new garden, which I did.
Making keys, because you're always making keys.
I'm always making keys. Yes, okay.
Picking up light bulbs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
covered.
know.
You're covered in dust, lawn clippings, dirt, paint. You're hot and sweaty.
Thanks.
No, I meant me.
Oh, the way you said it. You said, you're hot and sweaty. I was like, what a nice compliment.
And and I have all of a sudden I have my workout clothes. There are my old work clothes. You know the outfit.
I do know it. Yes, with
Shorts.
the holes,
hole in
and
the
bleach.
Yeah.
And the bleach stains. Yes, I know. And the paint. The reminiscent paint. I know the outfit.
My
You've had that outfit for 40 years. Oops.
my tennis shoes, my old tennis shoes.
I know those.
Which pair?
One of the 17 pair. I know.
All right, so you're right in the middle of any one of these projects. Okay, you need to run to Home Depot for the supplies.
I know.
Okay, now depending on your age, this is what you might do. Okay, so I'm in my 20s, or no, not me. The vernacular you
you.
is in your 20s. Okay, so you stop what you're doing. You shave, you take a shower, you blow dry your hair, you brush your teeth, put on clean clothes, you check yourself out in the mirror.
A 20-year-old would do that, or a 25-year-old would do this. I agree.
Yes, you look in the mirror, you flex a little bit, you know. You add
Well,
a dab.
I don't know about the flexing, but okay. I was never a 25-year-old guy.
Oh, all the 25-year-old guys at the gym, I
would
see
wiggle
them,
in
they
the mirror. I
pass.
would kind of wiggle a little bit. You know, say,
You can't help wiggle. You're walking
Shut up.
down the aisle, you're
All right.
wiggling.
Shut up.
Okay. So, I see the guys in the gym. They're all 20-somethings. They walk by the mirror. They flex a little bit, you know.
You know what? The funny thing is that you do the same thing. Okay.
No, I don't flex. I know I look good.
I don't say, no, you can't help yourself. As you're walking your arms, you're just doing that.
Well, you never know. You might meet some hot chick, you know, while you're
Okay, in Home Depot.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, or the girl who works in the flower department, too. I mean, she's always there also.
Yes, she is.
That
very,
cute little
very
blonde.
lovely. The one from California.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, all the guys love her.
I know.
I can't ask her a question because there's always a line of guys hanging out to talk to her.
You're just going to have to hang out a little longer then.
Uh-huh. So.
All right, so that's the 20s.
Yes.
All right, what happens in the 30s?
Okay, now, in your 30s, if you need something, you stop what you're doing, you put on clean shorts and a shirt. You change your shoes. You married that hot chick over at the...
in the flower
in the
department?
flower department.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, you wash your hands, you comb your hair, you check yourself out in the mirror.
But you don't flex?
No, because you still got it.
Okay.
Alrighty, little shot of your favorite cologne.
All right.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. I can only imagine what 40s are going to be.
All right, so the cute girl running the register is the kid's sister of somebody you went to school with.
Oh, boy. Okay, and that's in your 30s. All
That's
right.
your 30s.
So you're talking to her, chatting with her, seeing how things are going, la, 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 la. Okay. What happens in your 40s?
Okay. You stop what you're doing. You put on a sweatshirt that's long enough to cover the hole in the crotch of your shorts.
Even if it's hot out?
Even if it's hot.
So you're all sweaty and dirty. Okay.
You put on different shoes because you got 17 pair of them.
Exactly. Because you're in your 40s and you're collecting them by this time.
And you put on a hat.
Okay.
You wash your hands. Your bottle of Brute is almost empty. So you're not going to waste any of it on a trip to Home Depot. Okay, you check yourself out in the mirror.
You're like, all right, this'll pass.
You suck in your gut.
And you go.
More than flexing these days.
Okay.
Okay. And that hot young thing running the register is your daughter's age. And you feel very weird.
Talking to her.
Yeah. So, in your 50s.
You just get up and go, huh? No sweatshirt to cover the crotch.
You stop what you're doing. You put on a hat. You wipe the dirt off your hands onto your shirt. You change your shoes because you don't want to get any dog crap in your new sports car.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. You check yourself out in the mirror.
You
and
put a towel down on the seat, though, too, right? So that you don't get any crap in your car, huh?
burn your tush.
Okay.
Okay. You check yourself out in the mirror and swear not to wear that shirt anymore because it makes you look fat.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Okay. The cutie running the register smiles when she sees you coming, and you think you still have it.
Yeah, but she's laughing at what you're wearing.
Well, that's right. Then you remember that the hat you have on is from Bubba's Bait and Beer Bar.
Oh, my God.
And it says, I got worms.
Oh, that is so funny. All right, so now the guys who are in their 60s, what happens with them?
Okay. You stop what you're doing. No need for that hat anymore. You hose the dog crap off of your shoes. The mirror was shattered when you were in your 50s.
Oh, gosh.
And that you hope that you have underwear on so nothing hangs out of that hole in your pants.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Okay. The girl running the register may be cute, but you don't have to put your glasses on so you're not sure.
Oh, you're killing me. All right. I guess we're at 70s now.
Okay. You stop what you're doing. You wait to go to Home Depot until the drugstore has got your prescriptions ready. You don't even notice the dog crap on your shoes.
I can't.
That young thing at the cash register stares at you and smiles, and you realize your balls are hanging out of the hole in your crotch.
my God. Is there any more? Is there 80s too? Oh, gosh.
Okay.
There is?
Okay. You're in your 80s. You stop what you're doing. You start again. Then you stop again. Now you remember you need to go to Home Depot. You go to Walmart instead. You went to school.
Oh my gosh.
With the old lady greeter. You wander around trying to remember what you're looking for.
Oh my gosh.
Then you fart out loud and you think someone called your name.
Oh my God. You're a riot. It can't be anymore. There's more? Are you kidding? You're in your 90s and you're going to Home Depot?
More and more people are living in their 90s.
So they go to Home Depot in their 90s? Don't they have somebody do it for them, like their grandchild who's in their 40s? Their 40-year-old grandchild can go.
So you're in your 90s.
You shouldn't be driving.
What's a Home Depot? Okay. Something for my garden. Where am I? Who am I? Why am I reading this? Who farted?
This was great. That was really funny.
And that's what you could look forward to.
You know what?
In your trip
With
to
all the
Home
laughter
Depot.
that I just had, that was really great. Thank you for the laughs. That was really funny.
My pleasure.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got static? Does your hair fly away? Prioritize and winterize. Spritz your hairbrush, comb through, and now you're ionized. Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous, guys.
Fabulous. And what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about children and how
I love children.
that wasn't even planned. Yeah, we all love children, and we want to help change the world by going through the children so that our future of our financial literacy is going to improve than it is now.
Absolutely.
I'm a strong believer in that.
Yeah, so I know, Anthony, you and I were talking a little bit about what your passion is, and obviously, we share the same passion, all three of us, about financial literacy. So I wanted to tell you about an event that I did over the summer, and it was for 9-year-olds up to 16-year-olds.
Wow.
And it was very interesting. It was for a nonprofit organization that just got started.
What's the name of this organization?
Called Young Adult Role Model Academy, and it's located in Bloomfield, New Jersey. And it was started from a woman named Marlena Cruz, who shares the same passion for financial education for children, obviously. And she's working with the Police Benevolent Association to create this program, and so it's really awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
I really believe that you really need to start this financial education with children. I have young adult clients that I'm always talking about their finances with, or at least getting something started. And
He really does do that.
I always recommend you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. I really appreciate that. And I've actually heard you say that, so I know it's true. But we did some fun games because we're starting with such a young age at this event. So we were talking to them. I got this idea of the Price is Right show where they could all bid on, different prices for items. So we had we had an Apple iPad, we had a Dell laptop, we had Jordan sneakers, things like that. And so all the kids and adults in the room would take a guess, and then we'd say, and the real price is, and we put the real price. And sometimes they were close, and sometimes the kids beat the adults, sometimes the adults beat the kids. And it was really fun. And then we also had a guess the occupation income, because we're basically trying to correlate the children between reality and fiction. And then how much income you need to be able to take care of a household versus paying for items the spontaneous items that we all want or they might want. So it was very interesting. And I had a couple of kids there that were just amazing to me, where they were engaged for more than 3 hours with me.
And what was the age group again?
9 to 16.
And you had some 9 and 10-year-olds that actually were engaged in this.
Unbelievable.
That is amazing.
Yes, and asking questions that were intelligent questions. Like one of them, this one little boy asked me, and he was 10 years old, and he said, "So can I ask you how much your income is?"
Oh.
I said, "Well, you can ask, but I won't exactly tell
But
you."
I like the curiosity
Right.
factor.
The curiosity was fabulous. And I explained to him, well, I'm not on a salary, I'm on commission. So my income isn't stated as fact like the marketing specialist that we have on the board, or the surgeon, or the mechanic. And what we did was we broke it down between men and women, and we'd have like a woman mechanic on there versus, and so non-traditional roles as well. Again, just trying
Oh,
to
I
get
love
them,
that.
you know,
Yeah.
food for thought, that, you know, a woman can be a mechanic just as a man could be a nurse, or,
Sure.
you
Or
know,
a hairstylist?
or a hairstylist. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a hairstylist on there. I could have done that. But yeah, so it was really interesting. And then what I had them do is I wanted to have them create a menu. So for the budgeting. So I pulled out the ShopRite flyers, and I gave them each $25. And I said, okay, I want you guys to pair up in teams and come up with a appetizer, entree, and a dessert. And let's see who can save the most amount of money. And it was interesting because the adults actually thought they were going to win, but they didn't win.
No, because they probably spent the entire.
Well, they didn't.
Oh.
They did well. They spent like under $13, but they had to have bread. They had to have drinks.
Right.
Where the kids were like, no, I can drink water. It's free.
I love that.
You know, so it really was interesting and eye-opening to me that they were really thinking like that. It was surprising to me too.
Well, they only had a certain amount of money, and they needed to say, "Oh, wow, that's fantastic."
Yeah. So the kids won, and it was just fabulous to see that, because I really didn't know how it was going to be. And I also had them work on some personal goal planning with a timeline. So I gave them graph paper, and I asked them, okay, here's your age. So if you're 13, think about what you want to start saving for. And they had, you know, they were saving for their car, saving for the college. They want to help their parents for different things. And it, you know, it progressively goes up as they're going, you know, getting older. They're saving for weddings, they're saving for marriages, it was really interesting.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
See, I love that.
And it was fun, and they got to take that with them. And I decided to incent them with candy so that they would participate. I'd throw out, you know, chocolate covered kisses, and so it was really fun. And it was recorded, so we'll be able to see it as well.
Oh, great. I'd love to see it.
So, Dina, how can people reach you?
They can email me at dcobrin, KOBRIN, at nextfinancial.com.
Fabulous.
Take control of your finances. Don't let them take control of you. DCAlexander.com.
Consult with Dina today. You'll be glad you did.
If you're joining us just now, your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
We make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen.
Tune in to us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are Trend Radio.
You know, we were talking about getting into your 50s, 60s, 80s, 90s.
Yes.
You know, there's a little island called Sardinia, and many people in that town or island
On that island.
yeah, live to be 100 or older.
Oh, what is the secret?
Yeah.
What is Sardinia's secret?
Well,
That's what we've wanted to talk about.
okay, that's
this
right.
whole day.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Fantastic, because I want to know that secret.
Okay, the Sardinia is in the Mediterranean Sea, and it's an island paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that it has a different kind of air.
A different kind of air?
Yeah, that's what they say there.
Is it because this island is surrounded by water?
It could very well be. It could be the salt. But that air, so they say, grants longevity to the people who live there.
Isn't that interesting? Because there are a lot of islands.
Yeah.
You know, like Hawaii is an island.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't hear the longevity in Hawaii about like this, like it is with Sardinia.
Well, in Hawaii, the people don't work. They just kind of hang out and collect.
All right, we're not going to talk about
I
that.
don't want to get into political,
Let's talk about Sardinia.
As I tell you more and more about this little Italian island of Sardinia, this is where scientists have been trying for years to discover the secrets of why the men and women there live such long lives.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now,
Well, what are the secrets?
well, don't rush me.
Oh, but I have to.
See,
I have to rush you.
that's the secret of longevity. Not rushing, taking your time, relaxing, working at your own pace.
Oh, like when I was driving this morning.
Yes.
And you said, hurry, go, go, go. I said, don't worry. I'll go. I'll go at my own pace.
That is what you said.
Yeah.
Well, there's a population of over a 1.5 million people, and Sardinia has really been confirmed to have the world's highest documented percentage of people who have passed the 100-year-old mark.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
And there's a little story that I'm going to tell you about 9 elderly siblings of the family that are now reaching 105 years old, with the youngest sibling being Mafalda.
Mafalda?
Mafalda is her name.
What a name that is. Wow.
She was affectionately nicknamed by her older brothers and sisters, the little one.
The little one.
Yes.
How sweet is that?
And she's relatively spry at the age of 78.
And she's the little one at 78.
She's the little one. Now, the siblings live in a very close-knit family, which comprises about 150 children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a close-knit little family, huh?
Yes, it is. Now, this guy, his name is Alfonso Melis. He's one of the siblings. However, the secret to a long life is not exactly that complicated, he says. He says we eat genuine food, meaning lots of minestrone, a little bit of meat, and we are always working. Remember I said? You asked about Hawaii? Nobody works in Hawaii. They're
I
all on
understand
welfare.
that. But, that's interesting because clean eating and not a lot of meat, because I'm always saying, how I always say that we have to slow down on the animal products that we eat because they could really deteriorate your health. But aside from that, working is key. It keeps your head strong.
Yep.
Part of life, I think, and living well is making sure you have a clear head. And when you're working, especially when you're doing what you love, like we do, you keep your mind clear and you keep yourself spry and young at heart. And I think that's so important.
It is.
I know.
Now, Alfonso is 89.
Wow.
And
now, what does an 89-year-old do? What kind of work does he do?
This is what he does. You can find Alfonso. He's either working at a cafe that he runs, or he's working his own garden. He's growing beans. He's growing peppers. He's growing potatoes. And, of course, he's Italian. He's growing tomatoes.
He runs a cafe?
At 89.
At 89
he runs
years old.
a cafe.
You got to love that.
Mm-hmm. And probably doing a great job.
I'm sure he is.
Mm-hmm.
Old school.
Now, his older sister, Claudia, she goes to church every morning at the age of 99.
Oh, my God.
At 99, every morning.
Oh, my God.
That's got to be something with little Italian ladies. My grandmother and my mother did the same thing. Every morning.
Day?
Every morning. They're up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And
Is that what happens when you get older? Because I've been getting up at that hour, too.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, geez.
Are you going to church?
Yeah,
every morning?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to church. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not.
Well,
Don't worry, I'm talking to God.
My
but I'm
mother and grandmother would, of course, they lived right around the corner from each other, and
that's the way they did it.
And my grandmother had a garden in her backyard, also tomatoes, peppers, green beans.
There's nothing better than homegrown tomatoes.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Mm-hmm. And they would get up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. They would walk to church because church was 5 blocks from where they lived. So, and I guess that's just what Italians do. Anyway, she gave an almost identical response that her brother did. You just keep working and you eat minestrone, beans, and potatoes.
Yeah. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I've always told you about those one ingredient foods.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, I know minestrone is not one ingredient. It's not, one ingredient, but it's a whole bunch of one ingredient foods, together. There's nothing artificial. There's nothing, there's not saccharin and sugar and all kinds of crazy additives,
Simple. It's living you a simple life.
It's delicious, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's healthy. I know. I always talk about that. We do.
When I was a little boy living, in my parents' house, the neighbor had a wine press. He made his own wine, which, by the way, he gave it to me, left it to me in his will.
Oh, really? Where is it?
It is in my parents' place.
Oh, my God. We need to get it.
Yeah, we do.
need to make some wine.
Yeah.
We need to do it.
This is a big deal wine press. I mean,
come on. Can't we make some wine?
Of course we can.
We need to make some wine.
Well, he lived well into his 90s, and he made his own wine. He drank the wine every day, smoked a cigar every day, and walked everywhere.
Wow. You see, it's really important
Mm-hmm.
to
And
exercise.
The people living in this village, it is a mountainous region of Sardinia, and there are at least 371 Sardinians, not sardines, but Sardinians, in that current population that have reached the 100-year mark.
That's incredible. That's unbelievable. That's fantastic also.
There are scientists that study why they're living so long and what is it that they're doing. And the leading researcher, her name is Luca Diana, and she's from the University of Sassari. That's in northwest Sardinia. Found that in the central eastern region, that longevity is most common. I think it's she says.
Is it because they're all working and eating so well?
Yes, and the ruggedness of the geography has repelled the invaders from other countries, for centuries, and there has been little intermarriage with outsiders since then, thereby preserving some of the beneficial genetic traits.
Oh, interesting.
So because
they are all within also.
Right.
Wow.
Now, not incest.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No. But the same values.
Yep.
And that's really important. And, they all understand each other. They all do the same thing. They all work. They all eat well. They all have those fantastic values.
Mm-hmm.
And so they continue that. Wow, very interesting.
Now, Diana, the doctor, worked with a team of 25 other Italian doctors and biologists. And they identified some type of gene in the Y chromosome that reduces heart attack and stroke in men.
And they all have it because they're all...
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that something?
That is something else.
And... you're just so smart. You amaze me. The diet that they have is considered crucial.
Yeah.
The Sardinian diet is rich in healthy nutrients from fresh and locally grown vegetables, and prepared simply with olive oil and served with lemon, garlic, and some other spices.
Yeah, that's exactly
simple. Simple.
And that I've been telling you that for years, though.
Yeah, and I've always believed that olive oil has some type of medicinal qualities, and so I
agree with you. And I use olive oil on everything. There's nothing more delicious to me, honestly, than seriously having a nice little salad of arugula, tomatoes, some beans for your protein, and some olive oil. Squeeze a little lemon.
Squeeze a lemon on that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
a little bit of pepper, and then you're good to go. That's an awesome salad.
Now, that Sardinian diet is particularly rich with proteins from milk and cheese, and low on the sugary foods
Or
and
throw
meats.
some salmon, fish, something like that. Any kind of fish.
Yeah, many of them only eat meat, once a week.
Yeah, I don't actually eat it anymore.
No,
You know
don't
that.
I know that. The dishes are usually a piece of lamb, of lean pork, or an oily
Actually-
fish, or a shellfish
Yeah, I love lamb.
with lots of vegetables.
I love lamb.
No pesticides, no hormones,
Only the way my,
no GMOs, no nothing.
The way Popey makes it.
Yeah,
Lamb,
really
yeah.
good. Well, she's a good cook.
Oh, she's so Greek and delicious.
Now, here we go. I know you're going to love this.
Tell me.
A glass of wine is considered indispensable in the Sardinian culture.
You know I'm going to love that because I love wine.
That's right. Along with a hunk of cheese or ricotta.
Well, you know that. I love that.
And this is really funny.
Tell me.
The climate of the Mediterranean also keeps these old men and women in a good mood.
Oh, I'm sure.
Very, very important that they're in a good
And
mood.
the sun's always shining and there are delicious olives. You know how I love my olives.
And here's something too that you don't see a lot in, at least around here, is that the elders are continued to be held in a very high regard and included in family life.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I had any in my life, I would continue to include them.
Yeah.
They're all gone. But unfortunately, they didn't make it to 105. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah, the village finds it very important.
Yeah,
that
and their
they-
families take care of them.
Yeah.
Well, they took care of their families, so their families take care of them. It's like what goes around comes around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in Sardinia, the old men and women don't get locked up in retirement homes.
No, they're taken care of with their families.
Yeah, they're happy to be alive and convinced it's worth it, even though they may be old.
When they're in those places, sometimes that's when they die. They lose everything. They
Yeah.
lose their happiness, and it starts in the head.
Yes, it does.
Wow, good one.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place. Go right to our website, AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Click away and listen today.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to talk about, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.